Today, I'll be telling you straight up that Feixiao is worth pulling for, and why you should invest into her. I'll also discuss about the triple banner bits. But before that, we have to talk about how the triple banners are screwing up a lot of players' polls plan, and I have the perfect solution for it. Introducing Loot Bar, the best platform for recharging your Honkai Star Rail accounts. With Loot Bar, you can get safe transactions, incredible discounts, and super fast delivery. The top-up process is quite simple. Let me show you how easy it is. Just go to lootbar.gg, enter your account UID, select your recharge amount, and you're done. Today, I'm buying 3,280 shards, which normally costs $50, but is reduced to $42 on Loot Bar, so you get to save 20%. Now let's see if I received the shards. Look, I've received the shards in literally 10 seconds. This service is extremely fast and hassle-free. All recharging goes through official partnership routes with Hoyoverse, so users get to enjoy all official Hoyoverse recharge events. Even bigger content creators like Dukaja, David Times, and Toshi use Loot Bar for recharging purposes. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description and join Loot Bar today. Don't forget to take the 5% off coupon for new users. You should definitely help me out by using the link in the description. YouTube ain't cutting it, especially after that one copyright strike. Anyways, for why Feixiao is literally tied for being the strongest DPS, same as Zila, let's start with her Memory of Chaos performance. She's quite literally able to one-cost zero cycle every single MOC boss that isn't acquired, same as Zila, but that's not all. She's actually stronger than Zila in MOC. The reason they tied isn't because of MOC performance. Some other thing she can do is being able to one-cost zero cycle Kafka with a sustain. Beyond that, I also had a dream where there was this 2.8 million HP win weak boss that she was able to 2-cost zero cycle. To put it in perspective how crazy of a feat is, if that boss wasn't win weak, that would have been a 3-cost zero cycle with E1 Robin. For Zila to be able to zero cycle the same amount of HP, which I've tested on Choir, she would need up to 5 cost with E1 Robin, Sparkle, and Silverwolf, which is surprisingly still top 10 on a AoE break boss without any AoE or break, but Feixiao would have been able to do the same thing at 3 cost. A full 2 cost lead on Zila, to put in perspective, Zila has a 1 cost lead on Acheron, like on Sam and Aventurine, which makes her about 20% stronger in MOC. A 2 cost lead would be a full 30% or more increase in damage, which means Feixiao gaps Zila by almost a third of her damage. Crazy performance in MOC. Now let's move on to pure fiction. In this game mode, Feixiao is actually usable too. She's not top tier, but if you try hard enough, you can get 40k points. This is because her frequency of attacks, it's not as crazy as Zila's resurgence stacking, but it is ridiculous. She's probably the only true single target unit that is usable for PF, without reliance on AoE sub DPS or PF buffs. Her own kit is enough to carry her through PF, but this is the main reason why she's tied with Zila, because despite being usable in PF, she's nothing compared to Zila here, who is tied as the best PF DPS. So if you take the average of these two modes, because Zila is relative to Feixiao in MOC, but Feixiao is gapped hard by Zila in PF, and MOC has lower weightage since the buffs and enemies are less biased, overall it makes Zila and Feixiao equal. This is completely insane because since the start of the game, nobody has ever beaten Zila's performance on a game mode. But now Zila has been delegated to a generalist role instead of specializing in a game mode. Feixiao is able to do this because she's a complex character. Casuals will doom post her for being hunts. They'll say she's relying on Robin and whatnot, but I predicted a DPS that'll surpass Zila needs to be more complex. Feixiao is less complex, so she only managed to tie her, but that is still better than every other DPS. Anyways, for the final game mode, Apocalyptic Shadow, Feixiao is also ridiculously broken, and might be the only DPS along with Acheron that can brute force it consistently. Because of colorless break, but AS has no consistency. It's impossible to predict anything, but for now she'll be the most versatile AS DPS for the foreseeable future. She's also able to do zero action value clears on both the bosses and AS right now, so there's that. But that might be because they're favorable for her, so we can't give too much credit. Team building wise, she doesn't steal support from your other meta DPSs, so she's extremely viable. In MOC, you can either run Feixiao with Bronya, Robin, Topaz, and to Nihility Acheron with Sparkle or Rame, or Zila with Silver Wolf, Sparkle, and Tingyun. Same thing works in AS too. In PF, it would be better to run Acheron with DLT and Zila with Robin, Tingyun, Cordo. But yeah, that's also the reason why I don't advocate for E2 Acheron, because 2 Nihility with 1 Harmony at E0 works just as well. And Rame can be used instead of Sparkle if you want to sustain your team. Acheron's purpose is to be able to be at her max efficiency without harmonies, to solve the issue of not having enough harmonies. Using Robin with E2 Acheron would nerf your other team way more than Acheron, because Acheron is at pretty much max efficiency with something like Silver Wolf, Jiaoqiu, and E2 Sparkle or E1 Rame. Don't let people that showcase Acheron with Robin fool you. It may do a bunch of damage, but it's garbage speaking in practical terms. But yeah, my point is to run the most efficient team comps. It's always between these three DPSs, Acheron, Zila, and Feixiao, because they rarely conflict with each other and are the strongest in terms of damage. Design-wise, Feixiao is also peak. She's using the lady model, which makes her instantly top tier in terms of design. She's also the coolest woman since Acheron, probably D-cup boobs too. And she has a gacha locked achievement, which makes her value instantly rise to the top. She basically excels in every single way, from kit to design to miscellaneous stuff. There's absolutely no reason to not pull for her. In fact, not pulling for her is a tremendous blunder that you'll regret forever. She's just that good. The other characters running with her are also good, especially Robin. Robin is the strongest support in the game, and she has the strongest E1. I made a video comparing her to Topaz before, but even when making a meme video, the only argument I would give is that Topaz is hotter and has a gacha locked achievement, and to pull Topaz over Robin only if you don't care about damage or getting stronger. She gaps every support so hard that if you're comparing damage, there's no way she would lose. The only scenario where Rame beats her is in break comps. As for Black Swan and Kafka, they work with Acheron, and is my favorite Acheron comp for reasons you might already know. They're very versatile and make Acheron broken in AoE contents, much more than Jiaoqiu does. Acheron has two comps, so if you want a more balanced or versatile comp instead of full-on single target, run DOT with Acheron. All in all, this is the most stacked patch, with ridiculously strong characters running side by side. So once again, if you're low on Jades, do recharge using my link in the pinned comment. Good luck in pulling because you'll need it, and I'll see you in the next one.